After the touch and go at Tweed, New Haven, I was on my way back to Westfield, headed home, but changed. I wasn't just flying anymore. I was stepping into purpose. When what I thought was once impossible becomes a living reality, I realized that the limits I believed in were never about my ability. They were about my belief. I used to look at pilots and think, that could never be me. I used to stand on the ground and look up, wondering what it would feel like to take off solo into the sky. It felt very far away, unreachable. But here I am, flying, navigating, landing, growing, doing what I once only imagined. This isn't just about a plane or a license. This is about purpose, about realizing that the impossible starts to shift the moment you commit. It's about waking up every day and choosing to believe that the vision God placed inside you is not a fantasy. It's a future waiting for your faith to meet it with action. This leg wasn't just about getting back. No. It was about owning the journey. I was flying with purpose, not just passing a requirement, but walking or flying into a new level of who I'm meant to be. I'll never forget the day of my first solo flight. The moment I watched my instructor step out of the plane, close the door, everything got quiet. It was just me, the engine, the checklist, and the runway. Man, just, looking back at these videos from when I first started, it was like it was yesterday, just looking back at myself here, some of these older videos. And I remember this as if it were yesterday, me strolling down the runway, just getting clearance from ATC to take off from runway 2 in Westfield, Massachusetts. I remember how giddy I felt, like a kid with a lollipop or just eating candy for the first time. I remember saying to myself, okay, here we go. All the training that I got, everything, came into be during that particular time. Here, look at my face. Just as soon as the plane takes off, just look at my face. It's so funny, like a kid. I mean, just look at that. That takeoff. just have that look on my face like, wow. Another thing too, I remember about this flight, this was my first solo, and I remember the plane just feeling so light. I mean, it was nothing for the plane to take off. Um, you know, I would have, generally speaking, there would be two people on the plane, but now there's only one there. So I just thought that was like crazy. I did remember that was one of the distinctions that I remember from that particular point. Me flying with my instructor and me flying by myself. Now you see coming in for a landing here again. This is my first landing, and I want you to look at the look on my face. Like, this is like really stressful. I mean, that look. Here we go. Me almost like biting my tongue. I'm like really focused. But hey, this was my first landing, and really, really appreciated it. From where I was back then to where I am now, man, big difference. But I am so thankful for every bit of it. The entire journey, just really excited. Now here I am, not just flying patterns, but navigating miles on a cross country, communicating with towers, making course corrections, managing the unexpected, and doing it all with purpose. I'm not the same pilot I was on that first solo. That's why I always tell people, don't quit. You will get it. Do not quit. Sure, in the beginning, everything may seem foreign to you. In the beginning, it may seem as if you will never get it. But if you keep at it and you keep grinding every single week, week after week, day after day, it will come to you. Now, I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I have a long way to go. But I can tell you that the pilot that I was in the beginning, I am not the same today. And I'm definitely not the same person. I've grown. I've learned. I've leveled up. The first solo showed me what was possible, but this journey, it's showing me who I'm becoming. The return leg wasn't just about finishing a requirement. It felt deeper. It felt personal. This time, I wasn't flying to prove anything. I was flying with purpose.
You train for the procedures. You memorize the airspace, but nothing prepares you for what it feels like when you realize I belong up here. This isn't just a dream. This is part of who I am. As I entered the pattern back at Westfield, I felt something I hadn't felt before. Not just readiness, but ownership. This was more than coming home. This was stepping into a new chapter. I had faced the air, and I had grown through it. I knew my flight was coming to an end, but the journey, at least, I knew had just begun. You see, friends, it wasn't the end of something remarkable. It was the beginning of something amazing that was about to take place. And so, this flight taught me something powerful. Purpose is discovered through movement. You don't find it standing still. You find it by flying forward, even if you're unsure. The sky didn't just give me altitude, it gave me perspective. And the more I trusted the process, the more I saw I was created for this. Just like that, I landed safely back on the ground. So I have a question for you. Is the sky yours yet? Have you stepped into the place where your passion meets your purpose? Have you said yes to the journey that's calling your name? You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to be willing to take off, to try, to grow, because every step forward brings you closer to who you were meant to be. The sky isn't just where I flew.
It's where I found a piece of my purpose. I own it now, not because I conquered it, but because I surrendered to the journey it gave me. The sky is now mine, and it can be yours too. If this story inspired you, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because the journey isn't over. I'm just getting started. And I want to hear from you. What's your sky? What dream or purpose are you flying toward? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to encourage you. Until next time, fly with purpose, live with courage, and keep asking yourself, is the sky yours yet?